Hey everyone! Are we live? Alright. Hi, I'm Angela. Today I'm going to be running Ryza. I'm going to be running on Legendary. So this game has 7 difficulties, which is a lot for Atelier. Very easy, normal, hard, very hard, charismatic, and Legendary. So Legendary is a DLC difficulty. It's pretty difficult. I believe everything has like 10 times the health of normal. So yeah, estimates about 3 hours, and I guess I'll just get into it. So 3, 2, 1, go. And starting right off, you'll notice that this game actually has just straight up cutscene skips. No text matching for this one, which is pretty nice. Except for on these little tutorial sections. And so I'm just starting out with the tutorial. Kind of run around, learn battles, learn alchemy. Admire the world. This game's really pretty. And yeah, cutscene skips are really nice. Sometimes it looks like I'm doing them kind of late, but I'm not. There's a bit of a delay before you can actually skip the cutscene. And it lets you know when, because there will be a little skip indicator in the bottom right. Alright, here we have a tutorial battle, just against little Puni. It really doesn't deserve to die, but... I'll just master the tutorial text. Alright, so one thing about the tutorial, it actually removes all gatherable objects from the map, because we haven't learned how to gather yet. But normally this wouldn't matter, but chests stay. So there's this chest right here I can pick up during the tutorial. It gives me 300 coal, which is very useful. Normally that chest would be completely inaccessible at this point in the game because there's a destructible rock in front of it. But due to all gatherable things being despawned, it's just sort of let through. So I can pick that up. And we're just exploring the forest. We're not supposed to be doing this. The adults don't want us to, but Ryza's kind of a delinquent. And good thing we are, because there's this girl and she's really in trouble. She needs our help. So, you know, kind of right place at the right time. And we just sort of come in and save her, even though we're actually total scrubs at this point. Oh, that's unfortunate. 1 HP. Overall, decent tutorial fight though. Sometimes that fight can be really slow if you get low rolls on your damage numbers. Alright, so we saved the girl. We're heading back. And Yeah, we kind of run into an enemy that's a bit too strong for us. So this fight's gonna be over fairly quickly, but not in our favor. And game over. That's pretty much the entire combat section of the tutorial. And yeah, we're totally in trouble. At least we saved the girl, but everyone's mad that Ryza and her friends sort of just went off on their own because the mainland is forbidden. Alright, back home. And we have some barrels here in the corner. Ryza wouldn't be an alchemy girl without barrels. Yeah, the run is valid now. And it's sort of hard to follow because of the cutscene skips, but when that weasel basically stomped all over us, we got saved by some older alchemist people, Empel and Lila. And Ryza's just like, let's go visit them. I want to learn alchemy. So that's what's happening right now. And the first task that Empel, Ryza's new teacher, is given is to go do some gatherings, so finally get to do that. Whoops. The fast travel menus look a bit slow, but there's just a lot of delay between inputs that you can do there. Nice, 2 bushes. The task there is to gather 4 grass, and you can get 1 or 2 every time you hit a bush. And I got 2 on both of them, so pretty good luck. But overall it only saves like 3 seconds, so doesn't really matter. And yeah, because this is a synthesis tutorial, it's like the only cutscene that's not actually skippable. Besides the one at the end. Alright, showed us how to make a green supplement, and I have to do it myself. Let's hope I can get it right first try. Alright, that's the end of the tutorial section. Now I can just sort of do whatever I want. So the first thing we've been tasked with doing is making 2 items. I'm going to get the materials for those just right outside the house, but I'm also going to go shopping because I need a lot of materials for other things as well, and due to that chest from the beginning, I actually have plenty of coal to go shopping with. So the first big like reset point of the run is actually right here. Shops have a lot of stock that's random, and this guy is a coin flip on whether I'll get the item I need. Alright, there it is, blue Puni Ball. It could be a green Puni Ball instead in his inventory, and it would lose a lot of time because it's useless. And I need 1 blue Puni Ball to beat the game. Nothing good here? Alright. And yeah, now I just make items for a little bit. The explosive uni is one of the items I've been tasked to create. It's also the only explosive item, the only damaging item I can make right now, so I'll be using it for combat as well. Which means I need to make a couple more. This is the other item I need to make for the main quest, and then after that I'll just be making a few more things to prepare for the next part of the main story. And the main thing I'm doing here, I use all of this flour eventually, but the biggest reason I'm making it right now is for XP, because I need to get to level 6 to make a bomb. which is much more powerful than the explosive uni from earlier. However, I can't actually use it yet. Ryza needs to level up once before she can equip it, so I'll be doing a battle without it. Which is unfortunate because it makes battles much faster. Alright, gotta equip everything. And our next task is to go do 3 battles in the main road, right across the lake. On Legendary, these battles are very, very difficult. Sort of. There's only one enemy I can reliably beat right now, and I can only fight them one at a time, so that's what we'll be doing, and if I get 2, I just have to run and retry. The synthesis is also set up to set my clock to the morning, because if it was nighttime, I wouldn't be able to fight them one-on-one. It would be minimum spawns of 2, so. Just gathering some materials here for later. The biggest thing I'm looking for here is eroded stone. Nice, I got all of the stone I need. Sometimes that material is like very elusive. So getting 3 in my first run through here is actually super lucky. Right, bonk. Nice, I got 1. Alright. I'm gonna stun it. Stunning is the most important mechanic in this game. After these Puni fights, the goal is to never take damage from an enemy ever again. This early in the game, you can't really help it, but later you'll be able to. And yeah, there'll be some advanced alchemy mechanics that I go through. So, one of the main mechanics in this game is that your usable items replenish automatically. But they take core charges in battle. You can see the core charges in the right side. You only have 10 core charges and most items take 2. I'm just gonna go back to my room and equip that bomb real quick, now that I've leveled up. The bomb will make the fights a lot faster. But yeah, as far as core charges go, it basically means you can only use 5 items before you run out of charges. And when you run out, you need to convert an item into charges, which means you can't use it until you go back to your base. Normally, converting takes a long time in battle, but if you do your quick action skill, which requires action points, a lot of them, you can convert them but it also pauses the battle and lets you use a skill or an item outside of the turn order. You can convert an item there instantly, so. Oh nice, very lucky. 1 Puni again. So yeah, the bomb will make this a lot faster. It does 230 damage as opposed to like 50 from the explosive uni. And these Puni have a lot of HP because of the difficulty level. Alright, one more battle. Nice. That's exceptional RNG, actually. Because yeah, if I got 2 Puni in one battle, I would have to run and reset the fight until I only fought 1. Alright, good fights. I'm just gonna gather from this tree back here. And then back to Ryza's room. Alright, so now Ryza's been tasked with helping her dad out on the farm. It's like her normal chores, but she always, you know, finds her way out of them. And she's decided to go to Empel again and just like see if he can teach her anything to make farming easier. That's exactly what we're doing. So we get this book from him. We learn how to make a scythe to help harvest some fruit. And the scythe teaches us the recipe morph mechanic, which is basically when you're making an item, sometimes you can turn it into a completely different item during synthesis. And it's like one of the core mechanics of alchemy in this game. It's very useful. Alright, 5 fruit. And now, off to bother Empel again. Oh no, and this time we're bothering Claudia, the girl we saved earlier. And I'm just gonna make a couple things right here. This is mostly because I need to make them for later anyways, but it also sets my clock up so I can skip some cutscenes. Alright, let's not forget to equip that axe I just made. It's very important. And now I'm getting told to go on an errand to the shop. This is technically the introduction to shops, but as you know, we've already been shopping. Don't actually need this tutorial. Oh my god. Alright, now I can just sort of sneak back out to the mainland now that we've done all our chores. Because Ryza really just wants to go exploring. Still need to gather some of these. I need 5 of these little shell items. So far I only have 2, which is pretty abysmal, but I will overlook it. because I've had good RNG for the rest of the game.
どっちを見てもいろんなものがあって面白いね。やっぱり島の中とは違うな。
Alright, I'm just gonna chop this tree real quick. I need all that wood for later. I'm gonna grab a few of these. Alright, so I need 2 beehives here. I need 6 total for the game, but I only need 2 for now. Alright, good, I got them. If I didn't, I would have to re-enter the zone. It would waste a lot of time. Alright, back to Ryza's room. And here I need to wait a day. I'm just gonna sleep until night to set up my clock to skip some more cutscenes. And I hit morning. It ate my input. Alright, I'm gonna have to rest again. Small time loss. The red glow around Ryza, that is a charged swing for gathering. It gets you more items. It only works on things like trees and a couple other things. Alright, so here I'm gonna do my first side quest. I need to do 3 side quests for story reasons, so there's a few that are chosen for very specific reasons. This one is actually really important because I need the reward. So I'm just gonna finish that real quick. It'll give me 3 high quality natural oil with some high tier traits. I will be using these traits to great effect. And now I'm just gonna head back to Empel, and he's going to give our first like big task. I have to go fight some golems in a cave, and it will take a little while to prepare for them. Right. So I'll just be doing synthesis for a bit. I would like to explain my synthesis more, but it's hard for me to focus and talk at the same time. And I totally... Right, okay. Now that I remember what I'm doing... Right here I'm making crafts. Crafts are really useful because they do the most stun damage in the game. And the reason why I'm recipe morphing to it from the explosive uni is because I can actually get effects on the explosive uni, and when I morph, they carry over. So the explosive uni has some of the most powerful item effects in the game. They give delay, and they also increase the amount of stun damage done. So using these effects, I can reliably stun lock enemies. Unfortunately, the crafts don't really do damage, but that's fine. I have other items for that. Alright, natural cloth. And so, the traits from that natural oil I got earlier, I'm using them to make this honey a B rank, because that'll increase its element value. And it'll allow me to make a better bomb this early than I would normally be able to.
何を入れるのがいいかな。うわ、いい感じ。さあ、何を入れよう。うわ、いいか。さあ、何を入れよう。いいもの。これでいいかな。さあ、どうだ。じゃーん。こんな感じかな。
Alright, now just to equip these items. Ryza gets the bomb, and Len and Tao get the crafts. And I am fully prepared to go defeat the spooky golems. So this is the point of the game where I can no longer get hit by enemy attacks. They will one-shot me, no matter what, for the rest of the game. So I have to stunlock the enemies entirely. And on Legendary, it's not easy. They move very, very fast. Their speed values are very high. And not only that, they just have a lot of HP. These golems have about 2,000 health each, which, if you've played this game before, that's as much health as the Castle Dragon has on normal difficulty alone. So, yeah, it's a lot of damage to do. How much time is lost if you die? For this fight, a lot of time because I lose my gathered items, and it's also like, I don't have fast travel yet, so it takes a while to get back here. For some of the later fights, it's under a minute if I die. Alright, good. More fairy stone fragments. Still need a bit of saltgrass. Alright. And yeah, hopefully this fight goes okay. This fight's pretty scripted, but it is tight. If you mess up, you will lose. Alright, so now they're in breakdown, which means I stun them twice. And I'm just gonna wait till it comes out to start stunning them again. Oh, that's actually not good. Yeah, I think I just lost. Okay, I might be good. Yeah, that was really close. I messed up a little bit. But thankfully Ryza survived its attack, because it targeted Lent. Alright, first quest done. Our first hard quest. And back to report. Yeah, I should have died there. I also forgot to craft something. I can just sleep here to reset my clock. Yeah, I've never seen that fight get saved before either. I think my timeline was a little screwed up. Ryza attacked sooner than she should have. and so it messed up the order of my item usage. Alright, just gonna turn this in. And then we're off to go visit Claudia again. One thing that's kind of funny is that Claudia's house is straight up that hill. It's that mansion in the background. And it's actually faster to fast travel up there than walk. Using the board. Alright. And here's the part of the game where I am preparing the hideout. It'll be our base for the rest of the game, and it's the Secret Hideout in the title, so it's a very important plot point. Before that, we have to go ask Empel for some tips on how to actually build things, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a little detour first. Like I mentioned before, I need to do some side quests, so I gathered materials for this one, and it gives me a useful recipe anyways, so you want to do it. And the reason I'm doing it now is because the recipe book, recipe books have an animation when you learn them. But if you get multiple recipe books at once, it's still only one animation. And so I'm getting the recipe book from that side quest, and also the recipe book from Empel up here. So that effectively skips an animation as well to get it now. And yeah, this is the animation for learning a new recipe. One animation, 2 books.
どうしようか。さあ、何を入れよう。いいものできどうこれでさあ、どうだ。
Alright, so now I just have to make a bunch of items. I have 3 different items I need to make, and I need to make each of them 3 times to build the hideout.
どうしようかな。さあ、何を入れよう。いいものできこれでうまくいくかな。やったできた。何を入れるのがいいかな。さあ、何を入れよう。これでどうさあ、どうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。何を入れるのがいいかな。うわ、いい。これでうまくいくかな。悪くないんじゃないかな。さあ、何を入れよう。何を入れるのがいいかな。これでいいかな。さあ、どうだ。やったできた。少しは成長できたみたい。さあ、何を入れよう。さあ、何を入れよう。いいものでこれでさあ、どうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。
Alright, just a little bit more.
どこにしよう。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものでこれでいい。さあ、どうだ。やったできた。さあ、何を入れよう。うわ、いい。これでいい。
Yeah, funny thing about that text of like, when all we knew about this game before it came out was like trailers, it was just Empel and Lila looked straight up evil. They're just like all in black, and people thought they were the antagonists, and then the game comes out and it's like, oh, they're actually good people. They're great characters too. I love Lila. She's funny. And yeah, so I finished making the hideout parts. Time to go deliver them and get this thing built. I'm getting bad luck on this item. Okay, good, I got the last one. I also need 3 more beehives, so... Passing through this area again. I hope I can pick them up. If I can't, it's not a big deal, but... Alright, there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Very nice. Alright, there we are. Hideout built. This is like a big turning point in the game. It's really exciting when you're playing casually. It's exciting in speedrunning too, because it's when you finally get fast travel and don't have to keep going back to Ryza's room anymore. Although I do still go there occasionally because it's convenient, so. And now that we've set up our base, we're just going to go ahead and explore the forest a little bit. Get to know our new neighborhood. It doesn't really go so well though, because we do find some scary enemies that we don't recognize and have no idea what they are. And those enemies are like the main antagonist of the game, and actually the reason why Empel and Lila are even here in the first place, so it's pretty convenient for them. I'm also just going to grab another chest here real quick. 300 more coal in there. And when I'm just running through here, we're going to say hi to a friend. There's a giant pony over here, wants to give us a hug. We have to say no, but he's very cute. Alright, so yeah. Ryza and company are like super freaked out about this monster they just saw. We're going back to just let Empel know, like, ask what the heck is going on, like if they know anything. And this right here is just the last side quest I need to do for story progress, so it's a pretty quick one because it's on the way to where I need to go. Alright, and finally, I just enter here and fast travel. Yeah, social distancing with the pony. Fast travel is super nice. And yeah, now because of this big enemy, Claudia's dad is just like, she's not allowed to go adventuring with y'all anymore. That's spooky. But he's like, if you can prove yourselves to me, then sure, go ahead. And so that's sort of what we're doing. He's going to give us a few tasks, and they're going to be pretty easy. The first one is just to make him an item because his basement is leaking. So. Hopefully I have the materials for this. You have to make it at least 50 quality. If I had better shop RNG earlier, that wouldn't be a problem. But it can be kind of iffy if you don't get the right items from your shop. Yeah. Alright, that works. I'll just head back there and turn that in. And now I just need to wait a couple days. I'm gonna do this by going to Ryza's room instead of back to the Atelier because it's faster. Because I can actually still use the bed in her room. It's pretty convenient. And the next task that we've been given is to just clear this pathway because there is a giant pile of rocks in the way, and how would an alchemist solve that problem? with explosives. So this is just one of the bombs I made earlier for defeating the Punies.
Oh, どこに行く? よーし。よーし、休んじゃおう。
Alright, now our third task. This one's a bit more important, I think.
どこに行こうかな。よーし、行くぞ。
We've just sort of been tasked with well, basically, the fishermen in the village haven't been getting any fish. So we have to come up with an item to help them with that.
どこに行こうかな。よーし、何作っちゃおうかな。さあ、何
She'll
を入れ
be
よう。
this delicious bait
できそう。
right
何を入れ
here.
るのがいいかな。何を入れるのがいいかな。新しいものができちゃいそう。さあ、どうだ。じゃーん。こんな感じかな。
And they need a bunch of it, so I'll be making a couple more.
何を入れよう。いいもの。
That flour from earlier comes in handy.
いくかな。じゃーん。こんな感じ。なんか上達してきた気がする。どこにしよう。さあ、何を入れよう。うお、いい。これでいい。さあ、どうだ。できた。バッチリ。どこに行こうかな。よーし、行くぞ。
I'll just go and turn that in. There's one adventuring related task after this. It's kind of silly, but it's sort of related. And thanks for the good luck, Riken. Alright,
よーし。
back to the atelier. I'll just sleep a day
休んじゃ
to trigger our cutscene here.
Oh, どこに行く? よーし、行くぞ。
Alright. And the last task we have to do to prove ourselves to be worthy of being friends with the rich dude's daughter is have a race with the town bully.
Oh, どこに行く?
So that's just what we're gonna do.
行くぞ。
And it's just a race down this road and back, so pretty high stakes actually. But really it's rather leisurely. You don't actually have to race there, you just sort of walk there. You can take as much time as you want. You could AFK for 5 hours, it wouldn't be a big deal. Of course we're speedrunning, so I'm going to get there as fast as possible, but you can take your time. And so this will just be a bunch of running, just holding straight forward until I get to the destination. And you know, it's kind of crazy they're sending us out here with all these monsters roaming around. Like, the Puni, who cares? But look at these, like, scary looking wyvern things, you know? I wouldn't want to fight one of those. At least they're not very aggressive. Well, this one kind of is. Stay away from me. Alright. And our destination is that house right up on that hill. There's a small skip here. It's pretty inconsequential, but normally you would have to walk up the road to trigger the cutscene here. But the cutscene trigger extends down to this little corner here, so saves a few seconds. And yeah, we find out that the bullies team got to the house first. Whoops. But they don't make it back first because we have to save them from a wyvern. And that's the end of the race. We go back, we mentioned we saved everyone. Yeah. And it turns out that more or less during this time there was a dragon sighting, so that's the next big thing. And I'm just going to be going through story for a little bit here, walking through cutscene triggers. Alright, so we've more or less been notified that the town has sent a team to dispatch the dragon. You know, sort of deal with it because you can't have that thing roaming around. It's pretty scary. Ryza's group has decided they want in on the action, and they don't trust the town guards to be able to take care of it, so with no permission whatsoever, we're just gonna sort of head over there ourselves. And of course there's plenty of things to gather on the way, so I'll be taking advantage of that. I need 2 wing plants. There's 1. I need 3 aqua ore. There's 1. Oh, that's actually pretty unlucky. That's probably going to lose time. I also have this chest here. Another 500 coal. This is how I get my money in the early game. It's very convenient. And up here I'm going to start climbing a mountain. This is one of the best music tracks in the game in my opinion. Normally I would hit these rocks to gather them, but there's an enemy in the way, so it's unfortunate. I can skip them, it's not a big deal. And there's a lot of good materials on this mountain, so I'll be gathering all the way through here. Alright, 1 more nectar rock, 4 more lightning ore. Good. Alright. And so once I'm through here, I'll finally be to the castle where the dragon resides. But I'm just gonna leave immediately. There's nothing for me to do here yet. I'm just getting the fast travel point. I'm gonna go ahead and make a hammer real quick. I need this for gathering at the castle. Let's equip that. I can also gather these items here. This will be very useful. And I'm gonna do a bit of shopping as well, because I have my money now. And there are a lot of items I need for the synthesis coming up, because I need to make a lot of items to defeat the dragon. It has about 20,000 HP on Legendary, which is pretty significant.
取引
Alright, good. Aqua ore. I need those. I need these. Some of those. Shell pearl.
取り
Ashen sand.
ま
Alright, good shop RNG there.
ま 取り取り取り取り
And bitterite.
取りま
ねえ、どこに行くんだい？
よーし行くぞ
Alright, now that I actually have my hammer,
王国時代の建築
I
様
can
式
come back here and gather items. I need 3 comet stones and some cabarinite. I also believe I still need 2 more lightning ores, so
そういや、島にはあまり宝石ってないよね。全くない
only
わけじ
got
ゃないけど
1.
さ。
Just going into that section so I can fast travel there later.
こうしてみんなと外に出るの誰だよ
Alright, hopefully I get 4 silver uni from this
ね
tree.
え、どこに行くんだい？
よーし行くぞよーいし
I'll check when I get back to the atelier.
ょよーいし
Alright, there's my lightning ore.
ょ
And my comet stone. And I also need to grab this chest.
中身
This gives me an item that would be completely unavailable otherwise, that I actually need for story progression, so getting it there is very useful.
どれを使おうかな
And for the first time, I'm going to be doing some gem reduction. Gems are a pretty important mechanic, and I need quite a few of them throughout the route, so
これだけあれば足りるかなどれを強化しようかなどこにしさあ何を入れよううわいい感じかもどれがいいこれでいいさあ
here I'm just making this item really high quality
こんな感じかなんか上達してきた気がする
so that it has a
どこ
better
に
element
さ
value,
何を入れいいものできそうな予感どれがこれでいいか
and because of that I can use it in a craft later.
こんな感じかな
Alright.
何作っちゃおうかな何を入れるのがいいかなうわいいかさあ何これうまくいくかな悪くないんじゃないかな少しは
And yeah, this will just be synthesis for a while. I'll try to explain what I can, but
何をいいもの
overall it requires quite a bit of focus.
どうだじゃーんこんな感じかなどうしようかな何を入れるのがいいものできそうな何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそうな何を入れるのがいいかなわ何かが変わりそうさあ何を入れようわ
Oops.
いい感じかも何を入れるのがいい
Here
かな
I'm starting at an ingot, and I'm recipe morphing all the way up to stultium. So ingot is a level 4 material, and stultium's level 16. This is important because you can rebuild these items, and when you rebuild them from a low level to a high level, you get a lot of XP for it.
何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそうさあ何を入れよううわいい感じどれにこれでいいかな
Oh gosh, that was not good.
何を入れるのがいいかな
I need these to be B
い
rank.
いものできそうな予感どれがこれうま
There,
くいくかな
much better.
できたバッチリ少しは成長できたみたい
And so yeah, I can just go ahead and rebuild the stultium now.
どこにしよう何を入れるのがいいかなどれがこれさあどうだやったできた
It'll give me almost an entire alchemy level. I need my alchemy level to be 20 here.
さあ何を入れよう
Oh, whoops, that was the wrong one.
どこにさあ何を入れよういいものできそうどれにしこれうまく
I'm actually
いくかな
pretty low on materials.
できたバッチリなんか上達してきた気がす
Alright, one more.
るどこにさあ 何を入れよう。うわ、いいか。どれにしかれうまくいくかな。悪くないんじゃないかな。少しは成長できたみたい。何作っちゃおうかな。どこ何を入れるのがいいかな。うわ、いいか。どれにこれでさあどうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。どこに何を入れるのがいいかな。
Oh gosh, this is awkward.
どれこれでいいかな。
I don't think I can make this B rank with my current
何を
items.
入れよう。
Alright, I need to go out and gather a little bit more.
よーし、
It won't take that long, but I did not get enough materials while I was out.
や
これ毒があるんじゃねえのか。おいおい。
Oh, one more set of boxes, and it should be fine.
ー、どこに行こうかな。よーし、よーし、何作っちゃおうかな。どこさあ何を入れよう。
Alright, that should be good enough to get it to B rank.
どれがこれでうまくいくかな。やったー、できた。どこにしさあ何を入れよう。
Alright, so I'm gonna make some honey here.
いい感じか。何を入れるの
This
かい
honey
いか
is
な。
going to have speed traits on it
何を入れよう。
because the most important stat for this game
うわ、いい
in
感じかも。
general is, wait,
さあ何を入
what
れ
am
よ
I
う。
doing? Alright,
うわ、
is speed, because
これうまくいくかな。
attack and defense don't really matter, because I'm just using items and I'm not getting hit.
さあ何を入れ
But
よう。
speed is really important because I do need to go first. If I don't go first against enemies, I get hit and I die,
新しいも
so
のができちゃいそう。
all the gear I'm making is speed gear.
何を入れよう。いいものできそうだ。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいもの。
Alright, I need to make the settle first.
どこ何を入れるのがいいかな。さあ何を入れよう。うわ、いい感じ。さあ
I'm
何
like
を入れよう。
spacing out on the order of
何
things.
か変わりそう。何を入れるのがいいかな。さあ何を入れよう。うわ、いい感じかも。
This item I'm making right
何
now,
を入れよう。うわ、
it lowers enemies' ice resistance,
何を
which is
入
really
れよう。
useful because I will be using an ice bomb for the fight.
これさあどうだ。悪くないんじゃないかな。
I need paper scraps.
どこに行こうかな。
Oh, this is so
よ
awkward.
ーし、行くぞ。
Yeah, I've been getting pretty bad material RNG.
どこに行くの。よーし、どうしようかな。さあ何を入れよう。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものできそうな予感。さあ何を。うわ、いい感じかも。さあ
And so what this settle is going to do for me,
いい感じ。さあ
it has synth quantity +1 on it, so whenever I use it in a synthesis,
これでさあ
I make an extra one of that item.
悪くないんじゃないかな。なんか
It cuts down on the amount of synthesis I need to do in general.
何を入れるのがいいかな。うわ、いい感じ。さあ何を入れよう。新しいものができちゃいそう。何を入れるのがいいかな。
And this item I'm making here is basically the same
何を入れ
thing.
るのがいいかな。
It's just a different material type,
できそうだよ。さあ
so I can use it on my
何を入れよ
equipment.
う。うわ、いい感じか。何を入れるのがいいかな。うわ、いいか。さあ何を入れよう。うわ、どれがいい。これでいい。うまくいくかな。
I'll give that my speed traits.
バッチリ。
Alright, now I'm gonna make weapons.
どうさあ何を入れよう。
Weapons are really important in this game.
できそう。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものできそうだ。さあ何を入れよう。
Because what weapons do is
何を入れよう。
they let your characters equip more usable
何
items.
かが変わりそう。何を入れるのがいいかな。うわ、 いい感じ。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものできそう。何を入れるのがいいかな。何を入れるのがいいかな。新しいものができちゃいそう。どれこれさ。
Alright, so there's a weapon for Tao. And you get a cutscene the first time you make a piece of equipment.
どうしようかな。さあ、何をいいものできそうな予感。どれこれうまくいくかな。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。なんか上達してきた気がする。何を入れるのがいいかな。
Next is a weapon for Claudia.
できそう。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものできそう。さあ、何を入れよう。わっ、何かが変わりそう。どれこれさあ、どうだ。
And yeah, I know it looks like a lot of alchemy, but it's all necessary because the fight coming up is really, really difficult. And so here I'm going to do the same thing I did earlier. I'm going to be transferring effects from this explosive uni up to the craft so that my craft does more stun damage. And I'll also be using 2 of the Zettel I made so that I get 3 of them from 1 synth. So it just saves a lot of time. And then the same thing once again, but this time it's for my ice bomb. Oh, I only have 5 lightning ore. I can use an extra aqua here. Oh, whoops. I do not have any good traits. That's unfortunate. And I just need to rebuild that ice bomb to get the better damage effect on it. Alright, ice damage on. Good. The last thing to do is make some accessories for speed, like I mentioned earlier. I'll be using this Elch sugar to duplicate them, so I make 3 at once. And this accessory is the reason I needed the blue Poonie Ball from the vendor earlier. I wouldn't be able to make it without it, so... And it is the classic Nardi ring. This item is in like basically every Atelier game. Alright, and that should be everything. So now I can go equip my items. And also change my formation, because I need Claudia in the party. And that should be it. I am ready to go fight the spooky dragon. which once again just has a ton of HP and will one-shot me if I let it attack me, so. Gonna try to not let that happen. This is the first real, like, wall in the game. This fight's really hard. It's really tight. If you mess up just like a little bit, it will probably kill you. The strat is more or less consistent, but you do have to execute. The one big point of RNG is the very start of the fight. You need everyone in your party to attack before the dragon does, and the timeline at the start of the fight is just random, so I might die a few times before getting a winnable fight. Oh, lucky. Now I just need to hope I can execute. And yeah, so one of the like core mechanics that makes Legendary popular, or possible, is if you saw it, it was in the middle of its attack animation there. If you stun the enemy before it finishes an attack animation, you will actually cancel its attack. And so this set is kind of set up to do that consistently. And when you do that, you not only cancel its attack, you also give it extra wait time. So I'm going to be doing that again. And I'm not doing very much damage yet. It has about 85–90% of its HP left. I'm just building up my tactics level so I can burst it down later. Alright, I'm gonna wait for its attack here. Cancel. And right here, I'm doing an extra order chain. The reason this is good is because Claudia's attack right here applies a resistance debuff, allowing me to do more damage to the dragon later. This is pretty awkward. Yeah. Claudia went into an attack. Alright, from now on I just have to keep it stun locked while I continue to DPS it down. Because throughout the fight I've been applying debuffs to it that increase the amount of damage it takes. And so my ice bombs are doing significantly more damage than they would do otherwise. Actually, that's not good. No, this is fine. Because it'll use a charge attack here. Oh! I wasn't on Claudia. That's actually not good. I probably need to start reapplying my debuffs. Yeah. Oh. Alright, I used the charge attack again, so I should be fine. Alright. Hopefully I can do enough damage here. Good. Nice. Dragon down. First try. That's really good, actually. That's not common. This fight kills runs very consistently. Alright, now I just have to go report that I defeated the dragon and save the day. And for the next little while, I'm just going to be doing story stuff. It's pretty boring. Just running through cutscene triggers. A couple small crafts here and there. Like Empo wants me to make a Plogic and a lift. But I don't need to do anything with them, just put the base materials in. Oh, that sucks, Joel. I'm glad the outage was after the fight, yeah. Alright, so actually, for this part of the game, we're back to the fishermen that we gave bait to before. They're like, it stopped working! Because these fishermen are super unrealistic fishermen that don't know what overfishing is, so... Anyways, I'm just gonna go and make them some better bait, because that'll solve all their problems. Of course, Empo thinks there's something else up with the fish. Another reason that they can't catch any. And he might be right. And I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep a day. We're waiting a day to like go back and see if the bait's actually working for them. And I mean, obviously it works for a little bit, but there's still no fish. Like, better bait isn't gonna solve the overfishing problem. Although, as it turns out, there's actually a monster eating and scaring away all the fish, so we'll have to figure out another solution to their problem. Of course, nobody believes this, so we kind of just have to take matters into our own hands to summon the monster, which is kind of dangerous, but it works out. Ryza's strong enough. Just gonna bonk it.
どこに行くんだ？
よーし
ねえ、どこに行くんだい？
よーし休んじゃおう。
Explosions can solve every problem. And so yeah, right now I'm just making bait for the monster. Which, again, not the best idea, but... Oh. Alright. It needs to be quality 60. Sometimes that can be kind of tight, but... I'll just turn that in. Alright, and now just a few cutscenes left until the fight with the monster of the lake. But first, while I'm here for this cutscene, it's right next to Fresher's shop, so I'm just gonna walk over there real quick and buy a few things I need, which includes armor. I didn't make any armor earlier because the shop stuff is good enough, and I can afford it with the money from defeating the dragon. And then I also just get a bunch of things to convert to gems later, because I need a lot of them, a lot of gems for the rest of the game. And buying them is faster than gathering them, so...
Oh, どこに行く?
よーし行くぞ
Yeah, items are really good.
どこに行こうかなよーし行くぞ
ねえ、どこに行くんだ？
よーし
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and equip that armor real quick. And once again, this upcoming fight, the first turn is pretty RNG heavy, so I got lucky on the dragon. I got it first try. This fight might not be so lucky. If you don't get it, you just lose the fight on purpose and try again, so. Lucky again. Wow, this is going a little bit too well, honestly. Once again, animation canceling, very strong. And I'm just gonna use the same strat on this fight as the dragon, where I sort of stall for a while until I can build up debuffs. I need to get to tactics level 4 to get all my debuffs applied. As you can see on the right, my tactics level is currently 2. You can increase your tactics level manually by using AP, but if I were to do that, I wouldn't be able to keep it stun locked. So I just sort of don't. There's another way to raise it, and it's just every time you put the enemy into breakdown, stop stunning it twice, your tactics level goes up by 1. So after this next craft, you'll see it, or ice bomb rather, you'll see it go up to 3 as the enemy entered breakdown. And so I have 1 debuff applied right now. It's Claudia's magic resistance debuff. It doubles all magic damage that the enemy takes. Very, very strong. And now that I'm Tactics level 4, I'll be able to get my other debuffs applied. 1, Ryza's Thorny Embrace. This item lowers magic resistance. And then Tao's Dark Book ability applies Curse. But only at Tactics level 4. And Curse is a debuff that doubles magic damage taken again. So my Ice Bombs are doing 8 times damage with all these debuffs applied. Oh gosh. I'll probably do a charge attack here, which is fine. I let it break out of stun. I did not do a charge attack. Alright. I managed to stun it before... it could kill someone. I should just be able to burst it down here. 16 HP. Okay. Good fight. Yeah, I'm really glad debuffs are useful in this game. They're useful all the way up through the last boss. They're just not useful in post-game. It is what it is. Alright. Well, we saved the town twice. What is there now? The town bully is feeling pretty bad about the fact that we had to save him twice now, and he's just sort of run off. So we're gonna go find him. Gotta make this first. And it kind of turns out that he ran off to a pretty interesting place.
What?
So yeah, we're just searching around. We end up in this cave and run into one of his lackeys, who tells us that he went further in, and we're like, further in? There's no way that he could have gone further in. This cave isn't very long. Or is it? Because yeah, it turns out since the last time we were here, the water level in the cave has lowered, opening up a new pathway right over here. This used to be flooded, and now it is not. And so the next, like, couple minutes are just walking through this cave. There's actually nothing here. You don't fight any enemies, you don't gather anything, you just sort of run through and enjoy the scenery. It is rather pretty. Just walking. And up here is the ancient ruins with the special secret, and also another one of my favorite tracks in the game. The song is just really calming to me, and I think it really captures the mood of this area, because it's just sort of like hidden away and lost to time. It's very serene.
手によればこんなにぶっ壊れるんだ。
And of course, in ancient ruins, you'll end up finding ancient technology, which is this item right here on the ground that we just stumble across. It creates alternate worlds. It's a little overpowered. It is also very, very useful for the speedrun. And it's just laying there, ours for the taking. Very convenient. And then also up here is a portal to a parallel world. Kind of, God, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, someone should not have left this thing on. This is why we're getting monsters coming through to our world. They're coming through this portal, and it's not good. They are a threat to the peace of everyone. And this also happens to be where that bully ended up, so we're gonna find him in here and drag him out. And this place is just crawling with enemies. Especially these enemies on the bridges can be kind of hard to avoid sometimes. It's really narrow passageways. Oh gosh, I did not get all of the materials I need here. That'll lose a little bit of time in a second. Just bad gathering RNG. That's fine. Alright, a few cutscenes here. After a couple of cutscenes, there's an insert song. It's like the only break I get in the entire game because it's not skippable. So I'm gonna get a drink during that. I will be back shortly. And it'll start right here. And yeah, that was Keela right there. Some might call her best girl. I do not. But she's pretty cute. And we're just heading back to the portal now. We did everything we needed to do there. No going back until the end of the game. Really short little visit. And I did not get all the items I needed, so I will gather these boxes again. There we go. And now I get to literally create worlds. It's very exciting. Before I do that, I need to reduce some items into gems. Because making worlds takes a lot of these gems. Should be enough, I hope. Alright. Synthesize, use recipe. 447W. And these passwords, they're actually hard-coded into the game. And they just create worlds with very specific materials. A lot of very good materials that will make finishing the game much, much faster. And it'll kind of seem like I'm getting a lot of materials here. I need all of them. Most of them are for alchemy grinding. You need to get to alchemy level 50 to complete the game. And that's a lot of alchemy levels because you barely need to do any synthesis from here on out. So most of it is just grinding for XP. Let's see, there's another little RNG thing here. This resonance orb. There's one of these in each of the bottle zones. Each of these like created worlds. I just need one that's sufficiently high quality. I don't care as long as it's higher than like 80 or so. But they can spawn with quality as low as like 12. And so, oh whoops. I'm just gonna check and make sure. 51. Yeah, so I'll have to grab another one. Yes, Griot has actually played this game quite a bit. This route is like half mine and half Griot's. He's never played Legend, but a lot of the things I use in it are from him. Griot didn't actually do any routing for Legendary specifically, but a lot of the stuff he did for other difficulties helps in Legendary as well. Alright, I'm just gonna grab another Resonance Orb here. Hopefully it's high enough quality because it takes quite a bit of time to walk over here. 54, not good enough. Good thing I have quite a few worlds to go through, so I have more chances. And if I don't get it by the time I'm done here, there is a backup, but the backup takes a lot of time as well, so just kind of bleeding time at this point, the worse my RNG is. And I know that all of these worlds I've been making look kind of the same, but they do give me different materials each time, so that's why I'm going through so many different ones. I need a lot of different materials. $77, good enough. And this will be the last world I create for the run. Alright, back to the Atelier. And now I can make things with these items I've been picking up. The first thing I'm going to be making is poison cubes. Poison cubes are super important to the run. And this one I'm making right now, I'm going to be making 5 of them at once. They're all level 4, so I can rebuild them for XP. And every time I use them in a synthesis, I will get +2 to the quantity of created items. It's very powerful. And no traits. The reason I'm not putting traits on it right now is because I'll need to duplicate it later. And duplicating costs more gems. If there's traits on it, so.
いいものできそうさあ何を入れよう
And now I'm making one with traits on it.
できそうさあ何を入れよう
I need these traits for my bombs.
どれがいい
Just
これで
standard damage
いいか
traits
な
to go on my endgame bomb, do a lot of damage.
どさあ
And getting those traits is generally pretty consistent.
さあ何を入れよううわ
And I'm just gonna loop them through a couple times to level them up, because Ryza has this trait leveling system.
悪くないんじゃないかな少しは成長できたみたいどさあ何を入れいいものできそう何を入れるのがいいかなうわいいどれがいいこれでさあ
Alright, that should be good enough.
悪くないんじゃないかな
I'm just gonna level up a couple more times by making some crappy prison
いい
cubes.
これでうまくいくかな悪くないんじゃないかななんか上達してきた気がするどさあ何を入れよういいものできどれがこれうまくいくかなじゃーんこんな感じかな何を入れるのがいいかなうわいいこれうまくいくかなできたバッチリ何を入れるのがいいかないいものでどれがこれさあどうだじゃーんこんな感じかななんか上達してきた気がする
ねえどこに行くんだい？
よーし行くぞ
来た。
どこに行くんだ？
よーし行く
Alright, just a few cutscenes here. After saving Bose from the underworld,
よーし行くぞ
he decided to tell us like the secret behind why his family is so wealthy. And it turns out his family,
おう
there's been this item passed down through generations among them, and it's an orb that just generates endless water. It's actually pretty amazing. And that's the reason why they're so wealthy, because they control the water supply for this town. But it's not really such a good thing, because all of the water in that orb has to come from somewhere. And it came directly from that other world that we were just visiting. So that's not great. And we kind of need to get them back their water.
よーし強化するぞ
Let's see this
どこ
one.
に入れ何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそうださあ何を入れよううわいい感じ何を入れるのがいいかなさあ何を入れよううわいい感じか
Alright, I
な
want to make this A rank.
何を入れよういいもの
Oh, can I do that?
さあ何を入れよういいものできそうだよどれにしようこれでいいかな
That's a problem.
さあどうだ悪くないんじゃないかな
Alright, I'm gonna go gather something and rebuild that in a second.
よーし何作っちゃおう何を入れるのがいいか
And
な
this is the item I needed that orb for. It has to be at least quality 80, so just barely made it.
どれこれさあどうだやったできた少しは成長できたみたいどこに行くの
Yeah. Let's do this. Alright. Just gonna gather something I'm missing real quick. It's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is.
おう、どこに行く？
よし
And starting from here,
どれを
I'm going
強化しようか
to
な
make my endgame bomb, so that's exciting.
さあ何を入れよう
Alright, this should get it to A rank.
どれ
If it
に
doesn't,
これで
yeah.
さあどうだ悪くないんじゃないかな
Alright, and I just need to rebuild a
どこ
few
に
of these for
さあ
XP.
何を入れようどれがいいこれさあどうだ悪くないんじゃないかな少しは成長できたみたいどこにさあ何を入れようどれがこれうまくいくかな悪くないんじゃないかな少しは成長できたみたいどこに何を入れるのがいいかなどれにこれさあどうだ悪くないんじゃないかなどうしようかな何を入れるのがいいかないいの
Oh gosh, I still needed one more lightning ore.
どこに行こうかな
I totally forgot that I only ended up getting 5.
さて、お目当てのものは見つかるかね？
ねえ、どこに行く？
よし
Usually I have like in excess of those. It's very uncommon to be missing
何
some.
作っちゃおうかなさあ何を入れよううわいいか何を入れるのがいいかなうわいい感じ何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそう
Alright, hopefully I have traits on this so I can get it to A
ど
rank.
れにしこれでいいさあ
Good.
どうだできた
And this is just the material for what is the best bomb in the game for the speedrun.
何を入れよう
The lightning
いいもの
bell.
できそうだよさあ何を入れよううわいい感じか何を入れるのがいいかなうわ
And I'll use that poison cube with all my traits on
何
it.
を入れるのがいいかないいものできそう何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそうだよか何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそうさあ何を入れよううわいいどれにしようかこれでうまくいくかな悪くないんじゃないかななんか上達してきた気がする
It's not really nuking. It's a little bit slower than that.
何を入れよううわいい感じかもさあ何を入れよういいものできどれにしこれでうまくいくかなできたバッチリ
And the last thing I need to do is just rebuild these real quick so I can get traits on them.
うわいいどれにしこれうまくいくかなやったできたどこにし何を入れるのがいいかないいものできそうどれにしこれさあどうだじゃーんこんな感じかな
And time to equip them. Alright, so Ryza gets the best one.
休まるねどこに行くのよーし行くぞ
And this item more or less trivializes the rest of the game. It inflicts the paralysis debuff,
どこに行こうかなよーし行くぞ
which makes enemies take significantly more damage to their stun gauge and makes stunning them way easier. Alright, I should not forget to get my quests. And I also just realized I forgot one more thing. I'm gonna go back to the Atelier and grab it real quick in a second. And right now, our party has decided they need to head to this tower in the distance. It's been one of Len's goals. He's one of our party members. His goal for a long time has been to get to this tower, but it's kind of taboo. But we've decided to go there to sort of figure out how to solve the problem with the other world and its water. It would be nice to just give it back, but there's a bunch of enemies in the way of us doing that, so... Alright. Magnet. And on the way there, we just sort of casually get ambushed. This fight's really funny because when you're playing casually, you just don't expect it at all. You're just walking down here, and out of nowhere, right here, you just get bonked by a huge dragon. And once again, this fight's RNG at the start. I need everyone to go first. I also need to apply my paralysis debuff first turn, which sometimes doesn't happen, so... Alright, there's still a chance I can win here if I hit paralysis. I did not. Yeah, so I lose this fight. Ryza died. So I will just sit here and wait for death. My deathless run had to end at some point. This is one of the worst fights to lose because it takes longer to restart it. Overall, dying on the first turn isn't a huge time loss unless it happens a bunch. But on this fight, you do have to like walk all the way there every time, so. Hopefully it doesn't take too many tries to get a viable fight out of this. Alright, everyone's first. And I landed my debuff. Good. And now I just keep it stun locked for a while. Once again, I need to get all the way to tactics level 4 to start dealing damage. Because that's when I can get all my debuffs up. Yeah, this battle theme is really nice. I agree. Asano is a legend. Alright, I'm gonna get one of my debuffs up here by doing an extra order chain. Claudia's Flageolet, or however you pronounce that. And then as soon as I stun the enemy, I'll be able to get the next debuff up with Tau. So I can use Dark Book. And that will apply a curse. So now my lightning bells, which are already pretty strong, are doing 4 times the damage. And I'm just gonna do another extra order chain to make sure I can keep my debuffs up until it dies. I can just burst it down from here on out. As long as I'm spamming lightning bells, it'll stay stun locked, so there's no reason not to just go all out. And it's down. This item is very busted, the lightning bell. If you're having trouble on your casual playthrough, you make this item, and it wins the game for you. Alright, second dragon down. One more boss to go. Getting pretty close to the end here. And on our way to the tower, we find another absurdly overpowered artifact, alchemy artifact, just hanging out on the ground. This one is an item that lets us duplicate other items. So anything I craft, I can pay gems and yeah, just get extras, like, for free. It's pretty great, and I will be using it quite a bit for the end of the game. Alright, so I need to gather a bunch of things here just for progression. There's some story items I need to make, and all of the materials are in this tower. So the first one, Holy Arbor Branch. It's right there. I also need to go back out to that log and use the bug net on it for an amberfly. And this can take a few resets. There we go. 2 tries. Definitely above average, actually. The amberfly is the rarest item from that log, so. Alright, I need a holy tree leaf. It'll be in one of these bags, most likely. There it is. I also need jade water, which I can just get from these pots right in here. And I'm gonna pop up in this room on the left for a chest. It triggers a cutscene, which can actually be skipped. And the chest itself is optional, but it greatly increases my damage output, which is really helpful for the final fight, so it's worth getting. Alright, now we've traversed the tower and found some, you know, journals from the ancient civilization there. It turns out the island that Ryza and her friends were born on, who've been living on their entire lives, is actually artificial. It's man-made by the ancient civilization. And it's to keep the enemies from the other world out, because these enemies actually die when exposed to water. So how do you combat them when your entire kingdom is being overrun? You make an island. They can't get to you. It's over water, so yeah, they made an island. And it turns out this island is actually dying. We need to make a new power source for it. So Ryza is trying to figure out how to get to the engine, basically, by exploring the ruins here. This is an isekai. Alright, 1 ancient ruin explored. Just 2 more. There's one over here. And before I go to the last ancient monument, I'm gonna do a bit of shopping. The shops have restocked recently and they have some new items. Specifically, one item that's very good, it's Heated Bangle, and it gives something like 55 speed, so very useful item. It'll make me fast enough to outspeed the final boss with no extra effort, so I just buy one of those and I duplicate it for every party member. And then also buying a bunch of other items there to convert into gems so I can duplicate more things. Because duplicating is pretty expensive. Alright, and here is the last ancient monument. So what Ryza has to do now is make a key. And she's good enough at alchemy at this point to figure it out. The key requires level 39 to make, and I believe I'm level 32 currently, so I will be grinding for a little bit. First, I'm going to reduce gems. I need a lot of gems. Alright, and where are my poison cubes? I just need that one, so that should be good. 60,000 gems. So like I said earlier, these poison cubes are going to come in handy. I'm going to make about 30 of them. And I'm also going to make some of these. No, I'll make those later. Alright. So rebuild. This is where I get most of my XP. Just throwing more materials into these items I've already made, and you can see that I get most of a level every time I do this. So it's far and away the fastest way to get alchemy XP in the game, and it gets even better once I hit level 36, because I can rebuild a better item. Alright, 2 more of these. There's the last poison cube I need to rebuild. So I'm going to synthesize a taboo drop, and this is the item that will carry me all the way from level 36 to level 50, so very good. I ran out of venom pouches. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. I can fix it really quickly, but that was really careless of me. Alright, now I can make the taboo drop. And I'll be making about 20 of them at once, because I'll be using a lot of poison cubes during this process, and every poison cube that I add to this recipe makes 2 extra taboo drops. So you're just gonna see right here, yeah. I had a lot of poison cubes. And now I can just rebuild these. I get a ton of XP every time. Like 60 XP there. It's very good. It's an entire level.
かな。どれがいいかれうまくいくかな。悪くないんじゃないかな。少しは成長できたみたい。
Alright, level 39.
どうしようかな。さあ
I can go and make the holy drop now,
できそうな予感。
which I need for story
何を入れればいい
purposes.
かな。うわ、いい感じかも。さあ何を入れよう。いいものできそう。さあ何を入れよう。いいものできそうだ。何を入れるのがいいかな。新しいものができちゃいそう。どれにしかれ。さあどうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものできそう。さあ何をいいものでこれでいい。さあ
And that is the key to the center of the
悪く
island.
ないんじゃないかな。
Easy, right?
少しは成長できたみたい。
And I reached alchemy level 40 pretty quick.
よーし
We're just gonna go out and use this. And at this point I'm getting pretty close to the end of the game. From here it's basically 10 more alchemy levels and improving my lightning bow a little bit, but not much else, so. And of course the boss, the final boss.
新しく行けるところが増え。よーし
どこに行くんだ。
よーしそれ。
どこに行くのかね。
よーし行くぞ。
Going through a little bit of story.
ねえ、どこに行くんだ。
よーし
Alright,
どれを強化しよ
time
うか
to
な。
grind a bit of alchemy.
どこにさあ何を
Hopefully I have enough gems. I may need to
どれに
get some gems in the middle of this,
どうだ。
which is fine.
バッチリ。少しは成長できたみたい。どこにさあ何を入れよう。どれがこれうまくいくかな。悪くないんじゃないかな。少しは成長できたみたい。どこに入れようか。さあ何を入れよう。どれがこれ。さあどうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。なんか上達してきた気がする。どこに何を入れるのがいいかな。
And the reason I sort of have to like do this to multiple different items, I can't just do it all on the same item,
バッチリ。
is because the amount of items you can add to a rebuild is capped. The cap is based on your alchemy level, so.
どれがこれ。さあどうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。なんか上達してきた
Every
気が
time I level up,
す
it
る。
gets a little bit faster.
どこにさあ何を入れよう。どれにこれ。さあどうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。少しは成長できたみたい。
Alright, couple more levels to
どこ
go.
に何を入れるのがいいかな。これでいいかな。これ。さあどうだ。じゃーん、こんな感じかな。どこに何を入れるのがいいかな。いいものできそう。さあ何を入れよう。どれがいい。これでうまくいくかな。できた。バッチリ。少しは成長できたみたい。
And just one more of these.
どこに何を入れるのがいいかな。どれにこれでうまくいくかな。悪くないんじゃないかな。少しは成長できたみたい。
The last thing I'll do here is make a bomb rod.
さあ何いいの。
I need this to actually get to the final
何を入れるの
boss.
がいいかな。うわ、いい感じ。どれこれ。さあどうだ。できた。バッチリ。
Alright, so Tao just came in. He wants me to make some parts to fix the engine underneath the island. So that's what I'm doing next. I'll be making a lot of them. And I'm just gonna go ahead real quick and reduce a bunch of the things I have to gems. Because I need a lot of gems for the end of the game. That should be good enough. Alright, let's go deliver these to Tao real quick. Alright, and all that's left to do other than the final fights is finish my endgame gear. Alright, so the first thing, I need to duplicate this 4 times. And this twice. I need to rebuild my lightning bell to make it a bit better. Actually, I don't think it gets that. Right, Tao needs to be able to use it, so just rebuild it like that. Then I can duplicate that 5 times. And I'm just gonna rebuild those a bit more in a second after I give everyone's weapons some buffs. Wait. Okay. So what I'm doing here is the Plogic, putting it on everyone's weapons, increases the lightning damage they do, which lightning bells do lightning damage, so that's very good. And the lightning bells effect gives them a chance to lower the enemy's lightning resistance every time they attack. So that's really important because it's another double damage effect on the enemies. I'm just gonna go ahead and fully rebuild Ryza's lightning bell out into all the effects. This makes the final boss quite a bit easier. And I will rebuild the one for Claudia a little bit, but I can't go too far, otherwise she won't be able to equip it, so. Now I just equip those items, and I'm good to go. Claudia with her new lightning bell, and the bangle. I can't equip Tao's yet, so that'll have to wait. And that is my entire endgame set, so everything I need to finish the game. All that's left is a couple mandatory fights and a bunch of cutscenes until the final boss, so. Since I don't really need to stall on this enemy, it doesn't have very much HP, I'm just going to be using lightning bells on it, even while it's stunned. Alright. Applying my magic resistance debuff. So now my lightning bells do double damage. If I was lucky, I would get my lightning resistance debuff, but it's a fairly low chance to apply. It's really only useful for the final boss. And it's actually required that I get that debuff to beat the final boss with the set, so. Alright, one battle down, 2 more to go.
どこに行くのかね?
And Tao should be able to equip his lightning bell now, because he leveled up from that, so. I'm just going to equip that real quick before heading out to the final battle. And obviously before the final battle, we just need to sort of go around town and like let everyone know we're leaving, and we might not be back because this is a very dangerous little adventure. Yeah, there is chance for failure, so gotta make peace with everyone just in case the worst happens.
Ryza.
おう、どこに行く?
よーし、行くぞ。どこに行くんだ? よーし、行くぞ。
おう、どこに行く?
よーし、行くぞ。
Alright, there's gonna be one more mandatory fight here against a weaker enemy. And then the rest of the game is running straight to the final boss. So, well, and there's a little bit after the final boss, but...
気をつけて戦わないと。行くよ。これを使おう。それ。これならどう？クラウディア、お願い。今だ。クラウディア、任せたよ。行くよ。
I did just look out on my lightning debuff right there. It's very good. This fight will be very short. Yeah. This will likely be pretty decently under the estimate unless I totally just fail at the last boss. Lots of things can go wrong in the last boss. That fight's actually really hard, so. And there's some RNG that can screw it up too. So like if I get unlucky, I might die 7 minutes into the fight. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that and I just one-shot it. I was doing fine in practice, but you never know how things will go. So, yeah, 6 minutes would be great. So yeah, the final boss. I will say this set is consistent, but things can go wrong depending on RNG, and how long the fight takes also varies wildly. If you get like perfect RNG, you can kill it in 6 minutes. Otherwise, your standard fight is closer to 8. Lots of variance there in this battle. And hopefully I get viable fight first try. Once again,
私は特に興味ない
every battle in this game from the dragon onwards is RNG on the first turn, just depending on turn order. So if you get a bad turn order, you die and there's nothing you can do about it, and you lose time to it. It's just one of the things that you have to live with running this category. And it's unfortunate, but the odds aren't too far out of my favor, so should be fine. And this entire last zone is just sort of like carefully weaving through enemies. Sometimes they can be placed really badly, and it's hard to get around them. Especially these beetles right here. They're called beetles because they are huge. They take up like 2/3 of the passageway. Alright, here's the final zone. I just go back to base real quick here to refill my items.
新しく行けるところが増えたね。よーし。
Because I do need to do that.
どこに行くんだい？
Item uses are pretty tight on the last boss. And if I didn't have full items, it would not work. So. Alright, here's hoping the fight goes well. I have definitely lost runs here. Very good runs even. So. There's no guarantee I'll kill it first try, but I would very much like to. The story of this game, I like it. I think the story is pretty decent, but some of the character depth is really lacking, so it's hit or miss depending on what you're looking for in a game. Alright. Everyone's going first. Good. Hopefully I can hit my debuff, because that one didn't. Nice.
これならどう？
So far, so good.
それ。タオ君、よろしくね。
これを使おう。クラウディア、任せたよ。
クラウディア、お願い。行くよ。
I'm just gonna wait here. I have to stall
私に合わせて。
quite a bit.
当たって。そこ。
Oh, I messed up there. That's gonna hurt.
しっかりね。
This fight might be very tight. I used an extra item that I did not mean to.
敵を崩した。避けられるかな。
それ。行くよ。誰にも邪魔させない。すごいの行くよ。
It's still winnable. But I ain't good RNG.
当たって。行くよ。
Alright, I got my lightning resistance debuff. That's very good.
行くよ。
そこ。そこ。
It does actually help a lot. I don't want to use Claudia here.
敵を崩せろ。とっておきだよ。
これでどう？
僕だって避けられるかな。
行くよ。ここが私のステージ。せーい。
Alright, I'll be able to get Curse up here with Tau.
行くよ。行くよ。
Unless it misses. It did not miss.
行くよ。
Because it can miss. That would really hurt.
タオ、しっかりね。これならどう？
ライダー、僕だってよろしくね。避けられるかな。
Alright, gotta reapply my debuffs. My lightning resistance debuff is probably going to run out soon. I haven't seen it reapply. So if I don't reapply it soon, that'll really hurt my damage. But currently it is still there, so I can just focus down the boss. Alright. This is looking okay. Alright, boss is down. Or is it? Of course, it's never dead when you think it is. And this transition right here into the second phase is by far the hardest part of the fight, because you don't have debuffs anymore. So you have to be very careful about setting it up so that you can stun it before it attacks you. Because you do keep your tactics level, your timeline position, and your AP. So I'm going to go straight into a quick action, like as soon as I can. Throw out a lightning bell. And hopefully I hit a paralyze here. Good. Alright, got it stunned. Time to get my debuffs out. Curse missed. That's really bad. I need that to not miss. Why did the dragon turn into a common rider? No one knows. Alright, let's hope curse applies here. It did? Wait, I think it did. I need to check. No, only the poison did, but I did get my lightning resist debuff. That's good. I should be able to apply curse here. Curse missing twice in a row is pretty bad though. Because I lose a lot of damage because of that. And I was already low on item uses. Alright, it applied. Good. I have all my debuffs up, so I can start trying to burst it down. I do need to be pretty careful though, because if my lightning resistance debuff falls off, my damage goes way down. It gets cut in half. Now I need to make sure that doesn't happen. So hopefully it reapplies. And as you can tell, this boss has an amount of HP. There's a lot. Alright. Hopefully I can get all my debuffs back up here. Resistance. Please do the last one. That's not good. It should have worn off by now, so... yeah, it did. So I need to hope it applies again soon. Luckily I haven't really wasted any damage here, but it is going to be close if I don't get this debuff back. So... more skills. And unfortunately, like, there's nothing I can really do about the RNG on this. It's just random chance to apply on an attack, so... I need to check my items. Okay, I think Ryza... This is going to be a little bit tight on the stun. Nice. Alright, I got my lightning resistance debuff back. I should be able to kill it during this, so... I think the fight is saved.
当たれ今だクラウディアお願い今だみんな一緒に
I do have to be pretty aggressive though.
みんな私に合わせて光よ道をクラウディアお願いクラウディア任せたよそこ今だ当たれライザ一緒にみんな
Alright,
一緒に
couple more hits.
ライダ僕も続くよ
みんなライザ当たれ一緒に
Nice. I was worried there. Not gonna lie. That fight's hard. It has like 230,000 health, and you get really, really close to running out of item uses by the end. I only had 2 left.
まだまだいけ
To put in context like how close that was. If I had to use 3 more lightning bells, I would lose the fight because I can't do damage once I'm out of them. Alright, and all I have left is a little bit of post-game stuff. So I'm just gonna go through that real quick, and
どこに行くの
the game will be done in about 8 minutes.
おう、どこに行く？
よーし何作っちゃおうさあ何を入れよううわいいどれにしこれでさあどうだ
Oh, I'm
悪くない
silly.
んじゃないかな
What am I doing?
少しは成長できたみたいさあ何を入れよう何を入れるのがいいかなうわいいかさあ何をいいものできそうな予感これでさあどうだじゃ
Alright, just have to make one of these.
どこに行くんだ
ーんよーし
And yeah, we finally have the power source for the island after defeating the boss, so we can fix the engine.
どうしようかな何を入れるのがいいかなうわいいか何を入れるのかうわいい感じかもさあいいものできそうな予感何を入れるのがいいかなうわいいか何を入れるのがいいかなうわ何かが変わりそううまくいくかなやったできたなんか上達してきた気がす
And
る
that's the item I need level 50 alchemy for. You can't make it any lower than that, so.
どこに行こうかなよーし どこに行こうかなよーし
And yeah, now just a few more cutscenes and it's the end of the game. Very close.
どこに行くんだ
Just sort of going around tying up loose ends, closing off the portal to the other world now that we've solved their problems.
おう、
And being
どこ
like,
に行く？
yeah, we beat it.
よーし
It's very exciting.
ところで。おう、どこに行く？
よーし行くぞ
Also, I have no idea what pace I'm on, but it feels good.
よーし行くぞ
Alright,
どこに行くのかね。
よし行くぞ。
Timer is 2:35 right now. This might be record pace. I'm not sure.
どこに行くのかね。
よし行くぞ。
It's very close to my PB.
どこに行くの？よし行くぞ。
Alright. Final cutscene. Unskippable. You have to wait for a while. But yeah, my PB is a low 240, like 240-20 or so. There's only a few minutes left. If I had my splits up, I would be able to tell. Alright, from here on out, the rest is unskippable. No mashing either. I do have to skip the credit sequence, but...
空間島っていうなんてことない島のラーゼンボーデンっていうなんてことない村。
But yeah, that was Atelier Ryza, Legendary Difficulty. Very fun game.
そこで結構すごいと自認する私は
And I hope you all enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed running
なんてこと
it.
ない日々を守ろうと奮闘しながら
Because I do really like this game. And also, the sequel is coming out, well, December in Japan, but the English version is likely early next year. I'm excited to speedrun that game as well. And if you're at all interested in running this game, or maybe the sequel, now is a great time to get into it. So we do have a Discord for speedrunning Atelier games, and Gus games in general.
そんな私は
I'm sure Stoll can
ア
link
トリエ
that
での出会いで
in
得た
chat.
ものと錬金術で学んだことを胸に抱く。
And yeah, thanks for the GGs.
この退屈でなんてことない光景に秘められたどこにでもある痛快で素晴らしい一日をまた始める。青くて深い夏の空をはるかに遠く仰ぎ見ながら。
Alright, time's coming up pretty soon. Ryza is gonna give us a smile. If everyone can smile back at Ryza, be appreciated. And after that, the screen is going to fade to black once again, and then a prompt will come up asking for clear data, and that will be time. Darn smile. And whenever, there, time. All right. And you know, I'm just gonna save this. We can run.
ライザのアトリエ常闇の
I can look at the in-game time. 2:39:20. pretty good. First sub 240. So that beats my PB by 50 seconds or so. Which is also a world record, so yeah. Gosh, that was a good run. I'm happy. And yeah, fun fact, my save data for this game is maxed out at 100 files. It's actually kind of annoying, but I live with it. Alright, well, thank you for watching, everyone, so much. I had a lot of fun in this marathon playing this game and also Lulu on Friday, and I hope you all really enjoyed it, watching it as much as I enjoyed running it. And yeah, Atelier games are great. I love them. Hopefully we can do this again sometime, because Gust really needs more recognition, I think. And with that, I guess I will see you all later. Thanks for tuning in.